Hello and welcome to 2CrazyMedia. I'm your host Matthew, this is your co-host Jason, and welcome to our news roundup for the week ending on Sunday, June 21st. We haven't done a news roundup in a little while now. In a little while we had, the whole E3 or Key 3 week a few weeks ago, and then just have been busy. So we just have not done a news roundup. We've had other videos on Sundays instead, but we're finally back to having a news roundup, which will be nice. And if you don't know what a news roundup is, basically we go over the biggest news of this past week that you need to know in video games. So before we jump into the news stories and games that happened this past week, I want to bring back a little segment as well that we kind of did in past videos, and that's what are we playing? We're always playing different games. I feel like each week we're playing a new game. At least I am, and you are a lot of the time as well, or a new update with a game. And I always like to kind of talk about it, share all that stuff, and kind of discuss. So, I guess I'll start since we're kind of playing very similar games right now. So, with the hype of Final Fantasy VII Revelation being revealed at Summer Games Fest a few weeks ago, I decided to go back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I played Remake. It's, one of my all-time favorite games. I absolutely love that game. It's so good. And I played Rebirth when it released, but I never finished it. I got to chapter 12, which was like only 2 chapters after that I had left, but I just never finished it for like multiple reasons. But I've always wanted to go back to it. And so I decided I'm going to go back, and instead of just continuing where I left off in chapter 12 and just finish it really fast, I'm going to replay the whole game. Which kind of, I don't know if I really need to do that, but it was nice. I got to replay the whole thing, even though I remembered a lot of it, going back to it all. And I finished it this time, and I really, really loved it. And you just started Rebirth. Want to explain your time with that so far?
Yeah, so I decided to pick the game up. Because the third one was revealed and everyone's been hyped about it. And the game is on sale for only $20, so it was like, I have to get it. So I've been playing it I have about 20 hours on the game so far. I'm about 60% done, and it's really good. I think it's great. I don't think it's perfect so far, because there are some sections that are boring, and I'm sure there probably will be some in the future chapters that I play that are boring as well. But so far, I think the game's great. It's just, there's not much to say. I haven't finished the game yet, so far, it's great. I like the new characters that they added in the game. I think they're all really fun,
Super enjoying it. And then, once I finished that, I started just yesterday Final Fantasy 16, which is the newest sort of Final Fantasy game, not counting the remakes. This is the one with, Clive, who's played by Ben Starr and all that stuff, with all, the icons and the summons that you play as and all that. It has a big emphasis on summons. It's a huge emphasis. That's the main part of the game. It's summons and how there's people that are dominants, and if you're a dominant, that means that you are like Clive is the Joshua is the dominant of the Phoenix, and this one character that you meet is the dominant of Shiva and all that stuff. And they fight with their powers and all that stuff. And Garuda and all the characters from Final Fantasy VII and other Final Fantasy games are in this, are at least the summons, Ifrit, Garuda, Shiva, Titan, and all the other stuff. And I'm enjoying it so far. I'm only 30% into the game. I've got 11 hours in it, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely, I like to think of it as, if sort of the Final Fantasy, but, rated R, rated M. It is very, there's a lot of blood, which I'm shocked about. There's a lot of, nudity, which I'm also very shocked about. A lot of cussing. And it just seems a lot kind of that comparison of, Shadow with Sonic, but he says cuss words. And that's kind of what I feel like Final Fantasy 16 is to the rest of Final Fantasy, which I think is funny. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely got a very serious tone. Extremely serious tone compared to other Final Fantasy games I've played that are serious at times, but also comedic and funny and sort of whimsical and magical in ways. This game is very much not. But I'm enjoying it. It's really good so far, and I'm excited to continue it and finish it. But yeah, that's going to conclude our little segment of what are we playing. But now I say we jump right into the news, because we don't have much news. We only have 6 stories to talk about. They were the sort of the craziest, biggest that we decided to put in this video. But at least the first 2 or the first 3 are pretty big, and at least they're going to garner a lot of conversation between the two of us. So how about we jump straight into it with probably the biggest news of the week. And this is really, really crazy. Can't believe it finally happened. Huge shock. The Grand Theft Auto 6 cover has been revealed and pre-orders begin June 25th. This was a huge shock Thursday morning. I woke up to this and I don't think anyone was expecting us to get a GTA 6 cover revealed just randomly. Rockstar, again, does what Rockstar does best, and that is just do a random drop of GTA 6 news. Every single time, it's like, except for like the first trailer, there's just a random day. It's like, oh hey, here's a GTA 6 trailer, here's GTA 6 announcement or something, and now we got the cover, which looks awesome. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've probably seen the cover probably a million times already online. What do you think about the cover?
I think it looks great.
I think it's amazing. I think it is just the classic GTA cover where it is the panels all around, and like on the top left you've got the helicopter, the top right on the poster you've got the motorcycle, and which has been like on the same for every single cover since GTA 3, which is very, very cool how they keep that the same. You've got like sort of the cover girl on like the center left of the poster. You've got Jason and Lucia standing on the top in the middle. You've got on the bottom, you've got Raul Batista, who's a new character, who's kind of like a seasoned bank robber in the game, who robs banks with Jason and Lucia. He seems to be holding a gun, probably robbing a bank because he's right in front of a bank on the poster. What else? You got a gator, which is awesome. It fits so well with Florida. I mean, like, there's gotta be gators. That's a huge thing in Florida. There's alligators everywhere, and it's gonna be so funny watching clips and just playing the game and just seeing a gator like chasing after you. It's gonna be hilarious. On the top right, on the center right, you've got a new character, Booby Ike, who is like he's a friend of Jason and Lucia's. He's like a strip club owner, and he also has like a record company. And then seems like to be like a total like businessman character that you work with, and that gives you jobs and stuff. And then final two ones, you've got like a boat on the bottom right. You've got like a speedboat with a flamingo over top. Very classic Miami, Florida, like Miami Vice type vibe of that one. Super, super cool. I cannot wait to like ride around in like speedboats like that. And then finally on the bottom left, you've got a Lamborghini or a Pagani in the game. New Lamborghini Aventador, which is a new car to GTA. It was not in GTA 5. So I think the poster looks absolutely fantastic. It is just classic GTA poster. It fits not only the GTA vibe, but the Miami vibe as well perfectly, and the Florida vibe in general. Because not just Miami. There aren't honestly many that look like it take place outside of Vice City, which is like the main. Even though there are plenty of the map outside of Vice City that we know of, like plenty of towns, plenty of areas, I think the only one that's really outside of Vice City on the poster is the Gator. But I'm sure like the game will have almost just as much of an emphasis of the area outside Vice City as it does inside Vice City. And not only did we get that, we also got a little sort of zoom out. If you go on their website and you scroll down right below the poster and the pre-order date, you will see a very cool zoom out look of the Vice City skyline. And just how, obviously, since it is a website image photo, it is not in the best quality because it is running on a website. You should not expect amazing quality from it. That's not how the game is going to look. But even then, it looks absolutely great. It looks insane just to we're currently watching on the computer screen in front of us and just kind of scrolling through and just seeing the city move, seeing the LED lights on the buildings in the background, seeing the Ferris wheel, the ray trace reflections in the water, all the yachts, which is not a thing in GTA 5. There's only one yacht you can drive. It now there's many tiny yachts you can drive and even different ones. We see different helicopters and planes in the sky. Just the city lights everywhere, cars everywhere. It looks like the map, because usually GTA games are not really landlocked. They are. Maps are usually whole map is surrounded by ocean, which I'm sure this one will be the same. And you can just tell how huge this map is, even from here, how humongous this is. Because we're looking inwards, towards inland, and behind us is the ocean. And sort of the zoom out, you see the roads that will take you from the main city to the beach little city. Boats, a big port town, kind of like in GTA 5. Like big construction buildings that will probably never be built, just like GTA 5 map. It just looks amazing. What do you think about this little zoom out thing?
I think the game looks stunning. It looks like real life.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy to, like, if you compare this picture to a pan out of the same place in real life.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's hard to even
crazy.
Like, you wouldn't know which one's the video game and which one's not because it just looks so good. This game looks amazing. I'm just excited. I wonder how it's gonna run on like a console like a Series S.
Yep.
That's definitely a concern of mine. So I'm right now I'm not really sure if I'm gonna be getting the game on PlayStation or an Xbox right now, but we'll see how it looks when it gets closer.
Well, since the other big thing other than the cover art and this little zoom out of the city, the other thing that was shown is the pre-order date, which is June 25th. So as we're recording this video on June 21st, it is happening this upcoming Thursday. So this week we are getting GTA 6 pre-orders, which is crazy. I'm sure it's going to make a ton of money from pre-orders just day one. It is going to be wild how many people pre-order it starting Thursday. But I have a few questions that I kind of want to discuss about that day. First of all, the big question everyone is asking me, do we see trailer 3 on that day?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it would be a no-brainer for Rockstar to drop the third trailer. Even if it is maybe a little shorter one, since the other ones are like 2 minutes long, this could be like a 1 minute 30 second. And just at the end and with pre-order now. Like, it's that simple. I feel like that is a slam dunk move. Obviously, Rockstar knows they don't need to necessarily do that, but I think that is the right move. Obviously, we haven't gotten an actual GTA trailer, if you don't count just the cover art trailer, since last year, or over a year ago. And so it's about time we get a new trailer, we get new looks at the game, maybe some new screenshots, maybe some new updates to the website, some new looks at some new character bios, new location bios, all of that stuff. Because right now on the website you go on, you see like downloads for all the artwork and stuff. You've got the whole Only in Leonida that came out with the second trailer, where they give you bios on different characters and different locations on the map and all that, different towns. And then obviously just watch trailer 2. So super, super excited. I definitely think we're going to get trailer 3, and I cannot wait to see a new trailer that people are going to dig through and like make like hour-long videos somehow digging through the whole thing like we saw with both of the past trailers. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be such a like crazy wild to finally get a new trailer for this game and see more of it. And this is like a for sure lock that we are indeed. I was never doubting them, but we are for sure getting the game on November 19th. There's no questioning it. I think it is now like 99% chance lock. November 19th release date is happening. There's no way they're delaying it. Now that pre-orders, no way. Final question though, before we move on to the next story, and that's the age-old question. I think why I'm probably most excited for the pre-orders to come out is to finally see how much it costs, and for finally the stupid rumors online of GTA is going to cost $120 or GTA is going to cost $100. Finally, for that to end, and we can finally know what it costs. How much do you think GTA 6 will cost?
I think Standard Edition will cost $70 like every other game.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be priced differently.
I agree.
Maybe the other editions will, but the Standard Edition I think is going to be every other game.
I agree. I think Rockstar already knows they're going to make an insane truckload, record-breaking amount of money on this game if it is just $70 like a normal price game. I don't think they're going to raise it. I think the highest it will go is $80. I don't think it's going to go any higher than $80, and I think $80 is even fine only because there are some games now releasing at $80. I mean, Mario Kart World released at $80.
Which I hope is a trend that doesn't continue.
Yes. Well, Nintendo stopped that because I think some of their latest games are not $80. But I know like Mario Kart was $80, and I think the 2 ports of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to Switch 2 were also $80. And that's like the whole thing they announced was like they're upping their prices by $10 for all Nintendo Switch 2 games. But I don't know how much Pokopia costs, but that they might have reversed it with Pokopia, I think, if I remember. and also Donkey Kong Bonanza. But I know, like, famously last year, there was a big controversy with Xbox trying to release Outer Wilds 2 for $80. That was announced at $80. And it got so much backlash that, like, 2 weeks later, they announced that they're dropping it. It's going to be $7 instead. So, but I think GTA is justified for $80 just because it is GTA. This game is going to be massive. It's going to be humongous. I think most people aren't going to complain that much if it is $80. I think people are going to be fine with shelling out an extra $10 because I think a lot of people are just going to end up buying the collectors and the special editions or the ultimate edition, whatever they call it, the premium edition, whatever it's called. But I think Rockstar is going to just release it at $70. I don't see a reason to go over, and if it is over, then it's going to be $80 and it's not going to be $90. I know there's been like every day there's like a leak or a rumor like this website in this country is putting this game for $100 and like 90 euros. Like, that is not true. Don't believe any of that. That one was already proven false today, that big rumor they're spreading around. And if there are any other ones that come out this weekend or leading up to the actual pre-order, it's not true. We'll only start getting leaks about like an hour up to pre-order coming out because Rockstar only sends prices an hour before. So we don't know the price yet. We won't know until probably if it leaks an hour before. That's when you can start trusting it, is an hour before pre-orders actually go live. So don't listen to any of that stuff online. Just wait for pre-orders because people are going to get too crazy and just too riled up over these fake prices. Just wait till Thursday. We've only got a few days until Thursday to see what the price is. Wait till then. We'll know then. I think it's going to be $70 though. I hope it is. Though I'm fine with shelling out $80. And then who knows what the premium edition and the deluxe and whatever those will cost. Those can be $100, they could be $120, I don't care. People will buy them. Depending on what's in it, I might buy them. Though Rockstar doesn't do like expansion passes and obviously, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll just be like you get this costume for free and this card for free and maybe $1 million when you start the game, and that'll be just what it is, which I don't know if I need that. One thing I hope they don't do that's like been a trend with recent games is the whole 24 or 48 hour early access.
Yeah, because if they do that, I'm going to have to buy the deluxe edition, unfortunately, and I really don't want to have to. So
I really hope they don't, because I think what's going to be so special about this game compared to really any other game is just the hype around everyone starting at the same time. Everyone jumping in. Everyone jumping in on November 19th or the night before on November 18th at 9 p.m. Everyone jumping into the game at the same time. How cool that's going to be on the internet of just everyone hopping on at the same time. That would totally screw it up if they say, hey, if you want to shell out an extra $30-$40, you can play the game for 2 days early. Like that, I think that would really screw. And Rockstar knows they've got that on their hands.
I don't think it'd screw it up. I just think that the game should come out at the same time for everybody. I think. I've been waiting for so long.
I don't think it's going to have early access. I know it's a big trend. A lot of games do that. I don't think they're going to do that for GTA 6. I don't think they know they don't need to. Again, a lot of games do that because it's going to bring more incentives to people to spend more money on their game and stuff and buy that. Rockstar does not need that. They know they don't need incentives to make people buy deluxe editions. People are just going to buy deluxe editions to get like $1 million. We see that with everyone buying up shark cards and Rockstar making like $10 billion per year with shark cards, even more. So they know they don't need to use incentives. So like that, like early access. So yeah, I'm really excited. Anything else on GTA 6?
I'm excited for the game.
I'm so excited for Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really, really cool to see prices and hopefully trailer 3. I'm very, very excited. And I think honestly that's going to be what our Thursday video is next week, is just going over the trailer and the pre-order prices and all that stuff and just talking about what each edition comes with and everything like that. So stay tuned for that on Thursday. That'll be a very fun Thursday video. But on to the next story, and kind of also GTA related, but a different GTA game. GTA Online new update is coming next month, plus free upgrade for last gen players. I am reading directly from a Rockstar Newswire posted on June 17th. It's titled The Next Big Score. Perched on the hills of Pacific Bluffs, The world-famous Court Center looms large over the Los Santos cultural scene. Priceless international works of art have adorned its hallways for years, and now the time has come to raid this prestigious gallery's esteemed collection for the personal gain in the Court Center heist. This summer's exciting new update coming to GTA Online in July. To accommodate burgeoning interest in art theft and counterfeiting, you'll need to add the art studio to your mansion property. Then scope out the sprawling Court Center complex before choosing an approach for this multi-stage heist, infiltrating and escaping the grounds. Gear up. In the coming weeks, GTA Online will be brimming with ways to prepare for the Court Center heist, whether you're looking to refine your real estate portfolio with a mansion property to ultimately host your own solo heist, or gearing up as part of a larger crew. Stay tuned for special events featuring bonus GTA money rewards, record-breaking discounts, and opportunities to claim rare and exclusive treasures through the Fine Art Collector program. Plus, if you're still in the market for one of the Prick's luxury real estate's lavish properties, look out for an upcoming GTA $2 million discount for GTA Plus members. Also, everyone can take advantage of a new limited time offer where you'll be able to get 40% bonus GTA money on qualifying shark cards. And then finally, free upgrades and more. Beginning tomorrow, and this was June 17th, beginning tomorrow, those who own any PS4 version or the digital Xbox One version of Grand Theft Auto 5 will be able to upgrade to the PS5 or Xbox Series X and S versions at no additional cost, and experience the best versions of GTA 5 and GTA Online ahead of the launch of the Court Center heist. GTA 5 and GTA Online on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S feature vast technical improvements, easy migration of your story mode and online progress, and new features including How Special Works, high performance vehicles and upgrades, career progress rewards, and much more. Alrighty. This is pretty cool. Again, I love GTA and GTA Online. It's been a game I've been playing for many years now. And usually, while this is not a game that I'm playing like every day and every week. This is a game that I definitely always return to for each new update that they add. There's always a spring update. No, there's always a summer update and a winter update every year for GTA Online. And so this is our summer update. And this is probably our final big update since before GTA Online, which will be very bittersweet, very cool to kind of get our final update. And this seems to be a pretty big one. I will definitely be returning. I returned for the last one, which was the safe house in the hills with the mansions. I remember like weeks in advance, I was grinding tons of money for doing heists, all that stuff, got a ton of money, bought a mansion when the update came out, bought a bunch of cars, just loved it. And I'm excited to now return for another update, do the same thing in the coming weeks, grind for money, all that stuff, so I can have enough. I've already got the mansion, so I just need to buy the art studio upgrade for the heist, and then do the heist, get the new cars, and all that. I think it's really cool. Excited to get this final update. I don't know if it's going to be the final update, just because I wouldn't be shocked if in October we get like one GTA Online update. It's kind of like the GTA 6 update for GTA Online, where it's literally just like, here's a new car that's going to be in GTA 6, and here's a Miami t-shirt, and here's a farewell, sort of bye-bye update. But here's a bye-bye car or something like that. Just all that stuff. I just think Rockstar will just do their own update right before GTA 6 releases for GTA Online, like a farewell update. That's going to be it. But I'm very excited for this one. Definitely going to play it at launch. And I think probably the coolest part is that the free upgrade. We know people that have GTA 5 on PS4 and never upgraded it, and got to now upgrade it just a few days ago and are now playing on PS5. So that's very cool they did that. Usually it's a very rare. I feel like everyone always like tries to just release their game for like, oh, you can upgrade for like $20, $30, like Nintendo, upgrade for $70 or whatever. It's nice that Rockstar, now that we're getting so close to GTA 6, has said, hey, you can now just get it for free if you have it on PS4 or Xbox One, and that's awesome. I think that's great for them. And more players coming in for the new updates. Any thoughts on this one? I know you just also downloaded GTA Online on PlayStation.
I mean, I'm not like the most avid GTA Online player. I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I do really like GTA 5, just like the story mode. I thought that was great. But I think this is cool. It makes sense to release seemingly the final big update before GTA 6 comes out. And it is also very cool to offer a free upgrade. But yeah, it's like, this is probably it for this game, I think.
Yeah.
And then they're finally going to move on to GTA 6, which is pretty crazy.
Can't believe it. Finally time. And then about a month or 2 months after GTA 6, GTA Online 2, whatever it's called. And that's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. So very excited. And I know we'll probably be jumping in together for the new update to do the Quartz Center heist, which is cool. It's a little art gallery, the art museum on the map that's based off the Getty. So I don't think we've ever been able to go inside in the game. So very excited to finally go inside it and do a heist. That's going to be a lot of fun. So very, very looking forward to that. But how about we move away finally from GTA news and move on to some pretty disappointing news, I will say. This is like, I guess, the sad news of the week. And that is pretty big one. A lot of Xbox chaos going on, and that includes possible studio closures, layoffs, and Senua. I am reading from an article from VGC written by Andy Robinson. Xbox Studios, Compulsion, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory facing closure, it's claimed. Multiple Xbox studios are in negotiations to go independent in an attempt to avoid closure, sources say. That's according to Bloomberg, which first reported the news and corroborated by VGC's own sources, who indicated that Compulsion Games, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory are among those in active negotiations to spin off from Xbox. The Xbox studios are said to be at risk of being shuttered, but have the opportunity to buy themselves back from Microsoft and go independent, though employees are likely to lose their jobs as a result, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier. Quote, employees at several studios have been informed of the situation and given permission to seek new work, but we're told the status of the studios is still in flux, he wrote. Cambridge, England-based Ninja Theory, Hellblade announced a new game, Senua, just last week at the Xbox Game Showcase. Both Compulsion, South of Midnight, and Double Fine Kiln have released games in the last year. All three studios are known for creating award-winning original games, but not necessarily commercial hits. The potential studio closures or sales come as part of expected widespread cuts at Microsoft's gaming division, which were foreshadowed this week by comments from CEO Satya Nadella and Xbox boss Asha Sharma, who warned that the Xbox business needed to be more profitable in the future. Concerns first arose last week that Xbox was planning another round of layoffs after Sharma stated during a Bloomberg Tech conference that she planned on, quote, resetting the business because it was, quote, not in a healthy spot. So yeah, this is definitely, when this came out on Monday at the beginning of the week, this is really, really, really just disheartening, disappointing news to hear. Obviously, we've known for a little bit now that even after all the fantastic news and great stuff that came out of, E3 week and the Xbox Showcase and how it was really felt like it was on the up and up for Xbox. But there was still that sort of looming threat of there's going to be layoffs. It's going to happen and it's going to be bad. And indeed, it sounds like it's going to be really, really bad. There's been reports that it's going to be a bloodbath in terms of layoffs. A lot of people are going to get laid off at probably even really good studios, like studios that Xbox is not going to close, but still put out great games, but they might even face layoffs as well, like Machine Games, id Software, Bethesda, maybe even Playground Games, sadly. Like, I could just see, I don't know if any Xbox studio is necessarily safe when it comes to layoffs, but those were sadly to be expected. The big part that I kind of want to talk more about is the studio closures. These are really, really disappointing. I was hoping that no studio would be closed, that they were just going to do layoffs, which sucks also, but it's like, oh, we're not going to close any studios, or we're just going to make a studio like a support studio. No, it looks like they are probably going to close, and one that we know for sure is probably going to get closed is Ninja Theory, sadly. Obviously, the creators of the Hellblade games, and more recently, they just announced Senua, which people were very shocked to hear they might get closed. Turns out the whole reason that they had a trailer for Senua, even though they knew they were gonna shut the studio down, is because they wanted to use it as almost a selling point, because they want to, instead of closing Ninja Theory, sell Ninja Theory to either another publisher or get another publisher to back them if they go independent instead, and instead have Senua as almost a marketing piece, as, hey, here's the studio we're getting rid of. Instead of shutting it down, they've got this great game in development. Please, someone invest in them or buy them all outright, and you'll have this great game and all that stuff. So, yeah, that Ninja Theory definitely sucks, and then Compulsion and Double Fine. I think Compulsion, their biggest games are South of Midnight and then We Happy Few, which I think might be their only 2 games, if they've got maybe one more before We Happy Few. But like this one just sucks, though. It's like neither South of Midnight or We Happy Few were very profitable, from what I guess. And I just, Xbox very much used to be in this whole, during the Phil Spencer era, this whole just make whatever you want. Just make art, just make enough games to fill out the Game Pass catalog, but you can make whatever you want. I don't care if it makes a ton of money or it makes very little money. Just make whatever you want. And that really just hurt Xbox and hurt the business, obviously, because they're not making money back from the large amount of money they're spending on each game. So it was sad that it had to lead to this, but it's not a shocker that it's led to this. And this is what's happening right now. And for Compulsion to kind of go out like that, just because they don't really have any big IP under them. They don't got anything that they can make and say to Xbox, hey, keep us, we're going to make this game that's going to make a ton of money. They don't have that. I don't think like a South of Midnight 2 is like a for sure easy money bet. Neither is a We Happy Few 2. They're just in a bad position, and that sucks for Compulsion. And then Double Fine as well. Double Fine has Psychonauts. That I'm shocked that they haven't been making a Psychonauts 3, which would have made a ton of money. And or like I always thought that Double Fine would go on to make like a Banjo-Kazooie game or something like that, because Rare isn't doing that. And so I thought they would do that, but nope. They're just making games like Kiln and Keeper, which are great games, but are not making any money. So, and are not doing that great. And so it really does suck to see that, and I hope that any studio that is shut down or closed down is able to become independent and land on their feet, and that people who get laid off are hopefully able to, move on to work somewhere else in the gaming industry, because it all is just really sucks. What do you think about, Ninja Theory and Compulsion?
I mean,
and
this
stuff?
obviously sucks. I think that it's unfortunate that they're facing the threat of closure, but I mean, what you said about like the Phil Spencer era, like obviously Xbox wasn't doing well, and clearly they're not. So I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it still sucks.
Like, I think we all saw it coming. The writing was on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It was obvious this was going to happen, and studios were probably going to have to get shut down. It just sucks to actually see it happening. Two really, really, really talented studios like Compulsion and Double Fine, who have made some fantastic award-winning games, which very little studios at Xbox have actually won awards. So to get rid of your 2 studios that have, your 3 studios that have, is kind of crazy for them. But then again, awards don't always mean commercial sales. Yeah. And that's just kind of the trade-off, I guess, of it all. And that really does suck. Hopefully, some other studios, hopefully every other studio can kind of stay mostly intact. Like Playground, I don't think much is going to happen to them. I think they're fine. They kind of are Xbox's, consistent cash cow studio, with both Forza doing well every year and also Fable looking like it's going to do very well for them. And then plus, I'm sure, Bethesda, because there was also a report that came out a few days ago that Xbox is now fast-tracking Elder Scrolls 6 and a new Fallout game, which I think they should have done years ago. I don't know why they haven't been fast-tracking games like Fallout. And for them to never have a new Fallout game after the hype of the TV show is still insane to me. And I think is still a big reason why Xbox is failing right now, because of stupid decisions like that. That could have been such a slam dunk big money maker. Instead, they did not. They didn't do it. They just focused on doing more updates for Fallout 76. And now look where they're at right now. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. It really does suck. I don't want to be one to speculate on who's going to close. Oh, is Arcane Leon going to close and Blizz going to cancel? I don't want to do that, because that's just, I don't like speculating on stuff like that. That's just weird to speculate on people losing their jobs and studios closing. But it all just really sucks. And I hope all these studios can become independent. Yeah. Any final thoughts on that one? It just all kind of sucks. And I'm sure it will not be the last of it in the coming weeks. Obviously, we don't know who's closing yet. That'll be after June. That'll be in July when all that, the layoffs and studio closures actually officially happen. But I'm sure we'll be hearing a bunch more reports about all this in the coming weeks leading up to July. But how about we get away from that and move on to I guess, more positive. All positive stories. And the first one is kind of Xbox related, and that is a bit of a weird. I just want to include this one because I think this one is kind of dumb and funny. And that is Black Ops 1 and 2 are coming to PS5 and PS4. This is coming from a news article over at Games Radar Plus by Con Serin. Call of Duty Black Ops and Black Ops 2 aren't being remastered on PS5 and PS4. Activision says they're just being re-released. So don't expect Call of Duty Black Ops and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 to come remastered when they hit PlayStation consoles. Call of Duty is scoring some easy goodwill points by bringing two of the series' most universally loved games to PS4 and PS5 sometime next month. As developer Treyarch works with Iron Galaxy to make it happen, the company has now clarified what form the original Black Ops games will take. Eurogamer reports that the upcoming ports are re-releases, not remasters, a point Activision supposedly emphasized to the outlet. Firm details are still up in the air, but next-gen graphics, new features, and sky-high frame rates are likely off the table with this new direction. Remastered tags normally imply that some work went into jazzing up a game to add modern bells and whistles to it, with these simply being ports. You can more or less expect to play Black Ops and Black Ops 2 as they were on the PS3 and Xbox 360. However, Treyarch has promised that campaign, multiplayer, and zombies are included. Yeah, this is such a weird random story. I don't know why. There was a report like last month that came out about this where like they might be Activision might be releasing like Black Ops 1 and 2 onto like PS4 and PS5, and it's like, oh, maybe it'll be a remaster. Maybe it won't be a remake, obviously, but maybe they'll do the same they did with like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, where they did like the remaster for that, and then they did the campaign remaster for Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. But nope, it's just straight up just port. So it's gonna be the same graphics that you saw on the PS3 and Xbox 360, just obviously a little more enhanced since it's on next gen consoles, and probably same frame rate. Everything else is just gonna look the same.
Yeah.
Like, why? I get this is an easy money grab. This is definitely gonna make a lot of money, and I think the reason for that it's because it's already playable on Xbox Series X because of backwards compatibility, but PlayStation doesn't have backwards compatibility, so you can't play Black Ops 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. You can't play it on PS4 or PS5. So instead, they're just releasing it on it. It's just doing a straight port. Like, what?
That's stupid.
I guess good for people on PlayStation that have been wanting to play Black Ops 1 and 2 and have either never gone to play it but are big Call of Duty fans, or are, look back on the days of Black Ops 1 and 2 fondly and have been wanting to play it but just haven't been able to because it's not on PlayStation, and now that they get to play it again. I'm really interested to see how it does next month when it releases, if it sells well or people just don't really care about it that much. I'm sure it'll sell well though. It's Call of Duty. It usually does. Unless it's Black Ops 7 and it is a disappointment. But I guess I think people are just going to be disappointed that it isn't like a remaster and it doesn't have updates to it. At least it's, campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, all three.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely will not be checking this one out. I don't think you'll be either. No. This is kind of just random, but I just want to talk about it because I think this is kind of hilarious that it's just a port. Come on. Could have at least spiced it up somehow. Give it 60 FPS, do something. But nope. But on to the next story, and that is Onimusha Way of the Sword's release date may have been moved up. This is coming from over at Games Radar Plus again, and this is coming from Scott McRae. New Onimusha Way of the Sword retail listings suggest the samurai game is the latest to change release plans as Capcom looks to avoid the late September rush. A retailer has updated the release date for Onimusha Way of the Sword, suggesting that Capcom will be next to move out of the way of the late September rush. If you paid attention to Summer Games Fest's myriad showcases, you'll have no doubt picked up that September is an absolute nightmare. Marvel's Wolverine, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, and Valheim 1.0 already make the middle of the month pretty jam-packed. But then for the last week of the month, publishers are going ham with Silent Hill Townfall, Hot Wheels Infinite Rush, Control Resonant, and Switch 2 editions of Dragon Quest XI and Shinobi Art of Vengeance, all releasing on the 24th. Then Onimusha Way of the Sword drops a day later on the 25th. And that's not even mentioning how much comes out in the first week of October. You know, Ace Combat, Rayman Legends Retold, and like 5 other games, it seems like. What started as games getting out of the incoming GTA 6 shaped behemoth has turned into a massive mosh pit. And we've already seen first-person souls like Valor Mortis moving out of the week to mid-October. And now it looks like Capcom may be next to shift. As spotted by Cheap Ass Gamer, retailer PNP Games has listed Onimusha Way the Sword with a release date of September 4th, 2026, 21 days before its announced release date. This, in turn, has caused speculation that Capcom will be moving the release date of its Samurai Hack and Slash in order to avoid the flood. There is precedent for this, after all, as earlier this year, Capcom moved the release date of Pragmata up from April 24th to April 17th, presumably to avoid another major sci-fi shooter in PlayStation's Soros, even if it certainly feels like Pragmata ended up being the more popular of the two. If anything, this is the best case scenario, because Onimusha is the most interesting release. Okay, that's all opinionated after that. So yeah, what do you think about this one?
I think it's cool that they're moving up 3 weeks, which is kind of big.
Pretty crazy.
And Capcom, obviously, I love them. And, you know, this isn't the first time they've pushed up a game this year. Mm-hmm. They did it with Pragmata. Even if it was just a week, they still did it, which was cool. And they're doing it again in 3 weeks, which is great.
Obviously, Capcom, even though they know all their games have been doing really good so far this year,
I think they know this one will do the weakest out of the 3.
Which I've always kind of had the thought of.
Yeah.
Onimusha, and even there have been people that have, you know, obviously now I've played all 3 because I played the demo of this and I played both the other 2 games when they came out this year. But even beforehand, any of these games released, and people that in the media that were able to play all 3 games early, they all kind of said that probably the most disappointing one and the one that's the least special is going to be Onimusha, even though no one said it was ever bad, and I don't think the demo was bad. I thought the demo was great. People were like, Pragmata is going to be big because it's a new IP and it seems to be a very good, fresh new IP. And obviously Resident Evil Requiem is Resident Evil Requiem. Yeah. So Onimusha was kind of got the short hand of the stick, and I think it's smart to avoid the date it's currently in because of there's 5 games currently releasing on that week, just that 1 weekend alone, and that's after Valor Mortis moved to mid-October. You have Onimusha Way the Sword, Silent Hill Townfall, Control Resonant, Hot Wheels Infinite Rush, and then a couple ports of other games. Not to mention, obviously, earlier in the month, you've got Blood of the Dawnwalker, September 3rd, or September 4th, I believe, one of the 2 days. You've got Wolverine in the middle of the month, which is going to be a big juggernaut of that month, and then Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which is the big Switch release of the month, which is going to be obviously very big because the last Fire Emblem games all do really well. So I'm sure it will also do very well. So it's kind of like, and since this is also being released on Switch as well, and you know, so it's very much like, it's such a crazy month of just so many releases, especially that 1 weekend alone of like, this game is going to cannibalize. Like, I think obviously just the month alone, Wolverine is the big one. I feel like that's the one that's probably going to make the most money out of that whole month, just because that is the biggest game releasing then. But in terms of just that weekend alone of the 24th and the 25th, I think the big one is Control Resident. That's the one that will probably review the best out of any of those. That's the one that probably has the most hype around it. You know, Onimusha, it is Capcom. Obviously, people have hype because it is Capcom. But Onimusha is a very old franchise that we just haven't seen a new game from a while. So many people have either never heard of Onimusha before this was announced, or just never played Onimusha when it was released back in the day. Like, I know for me at least, when this game was announced, this was my first time ever hearing of Onimusha. I'm sure the same was for you. So, and Control, on the other hand, Control did very well for Remedy back in the day when it came out in 2019, whenever it came out. I think it's 2019. And obviously, people are very hyped for Control Resonant. It's a sequel to a Game of the Year nominated game and a very well-beloved game. And Remedy has just done nothing but even gone bigger in the last few years, with Alan Wake 2 also being a huge critical darling and just everything else they've done. So I think Control is the big one of that weekend, and so I think any of these other games, they got to get out. Mm-hmm. Remedy has already said they are not moving release dates. They don't need to. They shouldn't. They are the big one, the big dog of that weekend. Onimusha, I think this is smart. This is great. We kept saying games need to leave, and we kept kind of predicting in the past videos which games are going to leave. Did you think Onimusha would be the one to get away?
I thought that was probably the smartest decision.
Yeah. So I think it's smart. What do you think of the new release date? Obviously, still, we are just a week away. It is just a week away from Wolverine, which is going to definitely hurt it still. And it is the same weekend of... It's the same day or same weekend of Blood of Dawnwalker, which I think, obviously, of the two games, Onimusha is definitely going to sell better than Blood of Dawnwalker, which now I think is going to be a big concern for the developers that are making Blood of Dawnwalker. Will they move? I don't know, since this is definitely going to hurt their sales of Blood of Dawnwalker, for sure. Who knows by how much. But, yeah, what do you think? Is this a good release date?
Yeah, I think it's good. It shows that Capcom is ready to release this game.
I think it's definitely better than it being on that weekend, the last release date. Like, oh my god. Still September, but definitely 3 weeks before, which is kind of crazy. You never see games move up 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously the demo was really good, and the demo's been out for so long now on like other places, and people have been able to play demos forever now. So I feel like this game has been ready for a while now. So for it to move up, I'm not shocked that it's moving up instead of moving back.
Yeah.
This game's been ready forever now. Come on, like just let's get it out. Onimusha, I can't wait. And you know what? I was like, at first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna play this game at launch since I'll be too busy playing Control, and that takes precedent over this. And then right after is like Gears and all that stuff. So it's like, will I have time for Onimusha? And now I'm like, I think I will have time. I think I will buy Onimusha at launch, just because I got time to play this before Wolverine comes out. And then after Wolverine, I can then finish that and then go to Control Resonant and then whatever else I want to play that weekend. If like, you know, who knows? Just, I guess, speaking on what is still on that weekend. What do you think about the rest? Control Resonant obviously is going to be the big dog. But what do you think about, you know, the chances of Silent Hill Townfall or Hot Wheels Infinite Rush moving?
I think one of them should move, probably.
But where to, though? Because it's all filling, like October's filling up. So I think September is now fully filled. Just don't move anywhere in September. October is kind of getting filled. You know, you got Gears and Gears, Rayman, and Ace Combat first weekend. And then right after that, you've got Call of Duty, which is obviously always big, but that's a different audience than I feel like all this. And then right after Call of Duty, you have like the big juggernaut that's going to be Phantom Blade Zero, which I think is going to do really, really well, especially for the Souls community. And then obviously you have Valor Mortis in the middle, and then right after that, GTA. So I don't know where those games can move. If Silent Hill is going to move, if Hot Wheels is going to move. I think Hot Wheels is definitely going to... I think Hot Wheels, honestly, is going to be better than Silent Hill, at least because Hot Wheels has just a pre-built community, like, players of, like, kids, like, younger audiences that want to play a Hot Wheels game. It's obviously for younger people, for younger kids, so I think they'll be mostly fine, especially also it's a racing game. Racing games usually have a different audience to them. But it's Silent Hill Townfall that I'm like, oh, that game is going to get absolutely cannibalized. It's not going to do well. I'm not, because neither of us are going to get Silent Hill Townfall. I have no excitement for Silent Hill Townfall. I don't think you do either. I just, from what I've seen of Silent Hill Townfall, it looks cool, but I just don't really want to, I don't know, there's just a million other games coming out September and October that I'd rather get. So, we'll wait and see, but I don't have much hope for that game especially. I know this is kind of crazy, but I think they should honestly delay it to 2027. No, you don't think so? You just think take the hit?
Ridiculous.
You think just take the hit?
I think just delay it to some other point this year. Delaying it to next year would be doing way too much.
I know, but we just don't have room this year. Unless it's like late December.
I think Silent Hill is big enough that they'll be fine.
Okay. I just, I think any game in September is going to be like really like negatively affected by this, no matter what. No matter how big you are, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be rough, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of September with the most earnings, and I'm sure it'll be Wolverine, but what comes out behind that. Mm-hmm. What flops, what does well, all that. But I think this is good. Do you think this is true? Because we don't know, obviously, if this is officially true.
Yes,
Do you think it's true?
Yeah.
I think so as well. I think this is a no-brainer. Alrighty, on to our final news report. And since this is a little bit of less stuff, this is just one that I want to close it out with, and that is new Fallout Season 3 casting, since we always have to report on this. So, this is coming from Nelly Andreeva over at Deadline. Fallout, Manny Jacinto, Emily Mortimer, and Thomasine McKenzie join Season 3 of Amazon series. Manny Jacinto from The Acolyte and Free Gear Friday, Emily Mortimer from J. Kelly and Dolan M, and Thomasine McKenzie from Eileen and Jojo Rabbit have joined the Season 3 cast of Prime Video's Fallout in recurring roles. The trio joins previously announced by Deadline Season 3 cast Aaron Paul. The post-apocalyptic series from Kilter Films returns to Los Angeles this month to begin production on Season 3. Any thoughts on this one?
I mean, no, I'm very excited for the show. I love Season 1 and 2. I think the show's really good. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, video game adaptation we've seen in a long time. So I'm super excited for Season 3.
I say everything you say, and I think there's a cool cast announcements. It'll be fun to see who they play. If they are characters from the games or brand new characters, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, looking forward to that. And then finally, as we end off all these with a review roundup, where we basically go over the games that released this past week and kind of go over the review scores, maybe read some little tiny excerpts from some of the reviews, and then say, are we excited for it? Are we gonna pick it up, and all that. So the one game the one big title that came out this past week was The Adventures of Elliot. The Millennium Tales is a new HD 2D action game from Square Enix. This is the one where kind of everyone knows it for the main character has that stupid hat, a stupid fedora with the yellow, the yellow feather. I think it's a dumb hat. I agree with everyone. It's a weird hat, but it's currently on Metacritic, it is sitting at an 82 and sitting at an 81 on OpenCritic. So pretty good. Anything in the 80s I feel like is good. And that's awesome. Just to read some little review excerpts, Scott White at IGN gave it an 8 out of 10 and said, The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales isn't without blemishes, but it's still a great action-adventure game that continues to prove why the HD 2D art style is among the best around. And then Baxter Birchhill over at PC Gamer gave it a 76 out of 100 and said, belief and brevity helps an infectious passions shine through well-worn locales and plotting. And then finally, GameSpot Steve Watts gave it a 7 out of 10 and said, The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales is a surprisingly strong first attempt at reaching into this genre from a studio not known for it. Alrighty. I guess I'll start. This game, I've seen gameplay, I've watched review videos on it and seen people play it. Not a game for me, at least. I've never really checked out an HD 2D game, and maybe one day I will, but it's not today. Today's not the day for that. Though I'm glad this game is reviewing fairly well. People seem to enjoy it. Obviously, there's some faults and some forthcomings with this game, but it's nice to see that people are enjoying it. Any thoughts on Adventures of Elliot?
Yeah, I feel the same way as you.
Yeah, there's a demo for it. I tried the demo a while ago. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to check the full game out. I thought it was cool, but nah. It was a quick little demo that I got through, and it was yeah, okay, the combat's fun, but that's about it. I like the HD 2D, but then HD 2D is always cool no matter what the game is. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. So, again, this Tuesday, don't know what we're going to do. Maybe we've got a bunch of ideas of most anticipated games for the rest of the year or other stuff. So we'll see what we do for Tuesday's video, but Thursday, definitely GTA. Definitely big GTA roundup video, and then expect a news roundup coming next Sunday. So that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.